Okay, take it away.
Okay, thank you. Hi, everyone. Good evening from Jerusalem. For those who don't know me, my name is Yael Levontin, and I'm the PR and Communications Manager here in Israel for Jewish National Fund USA. Today, I'm standing in for Eric Michelson, our Chief Israel Officer, who's currently stationed somewhere in Israel after being called up for reserve duty. We pray that he and all our soldiers will be able to come home safely and quickly. After a brief update, we will have the Mayor of Sderot, Mayor Alon Davidi, speaking and a security briefing by Ilan Isaacson from the Eshkol region. From Eric Michelson's desk, I would like to give our update this evening. As a reminder, we'll be having updates at 7 p.m. Israel time, 12 p.m. Eastern, and 9 a.m. Pacific again tomorrow, and then coming back on Tuesday, May 18th. We'll be missing a few days due to the Shavuot holiday. So a short national update first. At least 1,500 rockets have been fired from Gaza to Israel so far. Last night, there was said to be 130 fired in Israel. Last night, an apartment building in Petah Tikva and Sderot were directly hit by a rocket, and tragically, a 6-year-old boy in Sderot was killed. This afternoon, more sirens sounded in Tel Aviv and Beersheba. No rockets fired in northern Israel, despite the sirens that went off. Country-wide riots, both Jewish and Arab, have been spreading, including in the area of Bat Yam, Akko, and Tiberias. IDF reports that they have destroyed 40% of Gaza rocket capability. Incoming international flights have been canceled at Ben Gurion Airport or being diverted to Ramon Airport near Eilat. As Israel remains under fire from hostile enemies, Jewish National Fund USA will continue to stand with the land and people of Israel throughout these trying times. As we have many affiliates and projects in Israel, especially in the Negev and Galilee, we want to give everyone an update on how these projects are managing during this crisis. Our Green Horizons, our teenage young leadership. The members are helping wherever they can, volunteering at a home for battered women in Beersheba, hosting families from the Gaza Envelope for the weekend, planning activities near shelters and protected areas with kids in the Eshkol region. Our Makom Mountain Jewish communities in Beersheba and Ofakim are keeping the kids busy with fun activities in bomb shelters, which also serve as the centers for after-school programs. And a number of our members from different Makom communities in the north are actually driving to the south to help with activities, art workshops, music, and singing in the bomb shelters in Sderot. Other Jewish National Fund USA affiliates have also been supporting their communities. Louder Center North opened its doors to neighbors who do not have a shelter in their building. Hashomer Chadash is setting up a camp for children and families from the Gaza border. All of these activities are being funded by our Jewish National Fund USA Gaza Envelope campaign, which has been going on. Nefesh B'Nefesh has an English-speaking hotline, providing support and information. A bilingual therapist serving the Olim community in Tel Aviv and working primarily in English was at the Nefesh B'Nefesh hub today in Tel Aviv to address the anxieties from the increasing tension around Israel and rockets reaching Tel Aviv, and serve as a support for any Olim in the community feeling emotionally overwhelmed by the current circumstance. When you prepare to make Aliyah, Nefesh B'Nefesh teaches you a lot of stuff, like buying houses and cars, insurance, and finding jobs. But usually it's not about red alerts and rockets. In Eshkol, mobile emergency teams in the Resilience Center are visiting communities for support. Just in this one area, 358 rockets were launched out of 1,500. 18 of these rockets fell within or near the communities and damage was done. In Sderot, our resilience centers and the new animal therapy center are conducting needed therapy in both safe spaces and people's homes 24/7. Unfortunately, our Alexander Mas High School in Israel had to cancel trips that were planned due to safety concerns. The students have been having additional general classes and additional free time to compensate. I just want to remind everybody on this call today that we invite you all to a short pre-Shabbat solidarity meeting together with your children, AMHSI faculty, and members of Jewish National Fund USA professional and lay leadership this Friday, May 14th at 5:30 p.m. Israel time, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time, and 7:30 a.m. Pacific. There, we'll share some thoughts and prayers as we reflect on the week, prepare for Shabbat, and simply check in with one another. Please feel free to share this link with family and friends, and we hope to see you there as well. The link is going to be in the comments as well. Throughout this difficult stretch, we will continue to support the land and people of Israel, and we encourage everyone to do the same to the best of their abilities. Like Eric Michelson said yesterday, the work that we're doing now, here today, the support that we're raising today, we will see the benefit of it tomorrow, but we're also going to see the benefit a year from now. The work that we did over COVID, we are seeing the benefit of it today. The quick response vehicles, the wagons, the equipment, and the resilience centers that were built and purchased are all playing a crucial part today in the daily lives of those in Israel, and will continue playing a crucial part tomorrow. The beauty about Jewish National Fund USA is that we are here long-term. We were here yesterday, we are here today, and we most definitely will be here tomorrow. I am incredibly humble and proud to be part of this family. I want to thank the president of Jewish National Fund USA, Spal Iserbram, the board of directors, and all the partners of Jewish National Fund USA. Now it's my privilege, ladies and gentlemen, to introduce you to a brave and inspiring leader. Following his update, we will hear security brief by Ilan Isaacson from Eshkol region. Mayor Alon is a man of courage who helped transition Sderot from a development town into a city. He is a dedicated public servant who set up the Sderot Defense Council, which has lobbied for much needed funding on behalf of the area's residents. And he is the guardian of his community, who partnered with Jewish National Fund USA to build a 21,000 square foot secure indoor playground and community center to support the women and children and men enduring the continual rocket attacks, helping to bring them a sense of normalcy and a peace of mind. Alon Davidi has served as mayor of Sderot since 2013. During his tenure, he has upgraded road infrastructure, added public buildings, parks, and playgrounds. He achieved financial stability and attracted investors and tourists from around the world. He's also been a member of the Municipal Council since 2008. Previously, Alon worked as an educator, and he has multiple advisory roles in public and private sector, including that of the advisor to the Israeli Minister of Housing. He also served as an officer of in an infantry fighting unit during his military service in the IDF. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the mayor of Sderot, Alon Davidi.
Hi everyone. I love the promotion before. You can do it again?
I can do it again, yeah.
No, I'm kidding. It's a black joke. You know, we are in a bad situation. Okay, so first I speak with Miami.
Actually, you speak with all of the US,
Whoa.
Everybody, Alon, all of our leadership.
Okay, so first I want to say hello for everyone. My name is Alon Davidi, and I'm the mayor in the last 8 years in Sderot. And now we are in a very, very good and bad situation, because from the one side, we want that the government order this operation, because we want them to crush the Hamas, because the Hamas is always bother our life in Sderot. And now we give all the time for the army and ask the Prime Minister to continue the operation in Gaza. And I'm sure that you hear about the things that we have beside the Hamas, all the fight in Israel. And actually we are in now, I think, something like 72 hours in a war. The Hamas threw more than 1,060 600 rocket to all of Israel. I think to Tel Aviv, it's the north place that they shoot, but they shoot a lot to Sderot. Unfortunately, yesterday evening, it was a very, very difficult evening for Sderot. They shoot one missile to a high building, and the Hamas hit, and the missile hit in one apartment, and the Trump go to another building and killed small kids. His name is Ido. very, very sweet kids. I speak with his father. I was with my worker. When we go to say to him that his son is died, it was very difficult for me because it was the first person that died in my cadencia. It's very, very tough, especially because the parents was very young, something like 35, and they're not born in Sderot. The couples, the husband and the mother, the father and the mother come to live in Sderot, married and come to live in Sderot a few years ago. You know that after the Tzuk Tan operation, the protected age operation, we have something like 2 years. The army do it in 2014. And after that, we have a very long time with big quiet. It was very, very quiet after the operation. So many people come to live in Sderot because Sderot is developed a lot. Actually, we have something like in the last 5-6 years, we have more than 10,000 people more than we have before the operation that the army do in Gaza in 2014. So for one, like I told you before, for one side, we are very sad. But for another side, we happy that the army do the job there, because we know that the problem is that in the normal time, when they shoot a missile to the town, and they do it before the corona, they do it almost every week. And we think that we cannot go in our children in this situation. So I know that you love Israel. I know that you love Sderot. I not see all the face. I hear that we have hundreds of people in this meeting, but I know you, and I know how much you care about Israel, how much you care about Sderot and the village around Gaza, and I know that you are not just talking, and you not just want to hear about the situation. You are our family, especially with the JNF of the United States, that we work in a lot of projects in Sderot, and you must know that with your help and with your friendship, we make Sderot stronger, because together we build beautiful parks, we build the blue box, and we build the resilience center that we have in Sderot, and we build the center of the resilience that work with children, with animals. So this is the situation. We are in the middle of war. I think that we will be at least another 1 week in this situation. Now I hear before a few hours the army destroyed one building of the army of the Hamas, and we know that after we make some active, they shoot hundreds of rockets to the area and to Israel. If you want to ask me a question, I will happy to share with you details or information or what you want.
Mayor Davidi, there's 300 people on this call. I wish everyone can ask you questions, but they'll get a little bit overwhelming. Perhaps I can ask you a question. How's the community holding up? I know that I live in Beit Shemesh, and it's been quite a struggle for me and for my family and my young kids. How are people holding up in Sderot and in the Gaza Envelope?
It's different from the normal time. The normal time we feel that the war is just in Sderot, in surround Gaza. Now when we see the army and we hear all the noise, we hear all the noise, we see all the bomb, we see all the helicopter and the airplane, and we see all the activity. You feel that you are a part of the country. You feel that you are the country fight for our children. it's very tough. I have 7 kids. In my home now we have four of our kids. My children and my wife are in the last 72 hours need to stay at home, need to stay most of the time in one shelter, in the shelter. It's a room about 3 meter on 3 meter, 10 meter. So it's difficult, it's very difficult. But for another side, we feel that we are all the eyes of Israel look about Sderot. They want to see how the people in Sderot behave. You know that I have a lot of calls from Tel Aviv, from Jerusalem, from all the city that now the Hamas blowing with rockets, and they say, Alon, we understand. After one night with the missile come to our town, we feel and know what's the means to live in your area. So it's difficult, and I'm a little afraid because they died of the children, because I work very hard with you and with another organization, especially with the government of Israel, and especially with my team and the resident, to say that Sderot is a beautiful town, and to show them that if they want a good education system, they can find it in the Sderot. Sderot, it's beautiful. We work very hard with the community. We give them the best service that we can. So I'm a little afraid that after what's happened yesterday, people will say, maybe we'll not move into Sderot because that we work very hard, call to people, give them the feeling that even though they are in a war, we with them. So I hope that after that it will be quiet here, and we will continue to build up and continue to develop Sderot.
I can definitely vouch that Sderot is a beautiful community and a wonderful city. And I'm in awe of your wife and you for 7 kids. I only have 5.
You have time.
I think I'll let my husband know. My last question, what would you consider a win?
What?
At the end of all this? What would consider in your mind as a win at the end of all this?
I think that every day that we are living here and we grow our children here and we build another building and we bring another family to live in Sderot, this is the win. This is the answer. This is the right answer. This is the answer for the Hamas, because the Hamas want that Sderot became like a ghost town. And they tried. Just last week, we celebration the birthday of the rockets that come to Sderot 20 years. So you know that most of my kids, I have a daughter, she is 23. Beside her, all my children born to this situation. So this is our win. My daughter Emunah, she's have a problem and she suffer from the PTSD. And when I see her take the dog with her, our dog, and she sit with him and she say, "Don't afraid." His name is Mocha, the dog. And she said, "Come with me," and she stayed with him in the shelter and said, "Don't be afraid." I feel that Emunah, my daughter, won. I feel that my daughter said, because children can say to their parents, "Please get us from this place." So this is our one. If you ask me about the country, I think that the country and the government need to continue to order the army to quash the Hamas. Because you cannot, no one give the permission. Imagine, you live in United States. Imagine that someone from another city will shoot missile to your neighborhood, to your house. No one allow this happen. And because that, I said, this is not just the story about Sderot. This is the story about the states of Israel. And you know that you are leadership in your community. You are important people that speak with people, that knows people, that know political in the United States. I think that you are our ambassador to say that the states of Israel have the permission to do whatever we can, and to order the Hamas, the army to do everything, to fight with the Hamas and to crush him. I remind you that Israel tried to kill the terrorists in Gaza. The Hamas and the Jihad not throw a missile to the base of the army. They throw missile to a town in Israel, to the citizen of Israel, people without a normal people, citizen. So I think that what you can do for us, it's wonderful. Even this meeting, even you pray for us, even you put the flag of Israel, even you send for your friends and your community, and say support Israel and support the people of Sderot. I feel that this is the first thing, the important thing. And you know that we love you, and especially in the Corona, we use our resilience center, and we make meeting with you, and we share with you all our experience about resilience. And you know that this is not just what you do can us. We feel that you there in the United States, really our family, and really our brother and sister. And I feel that I'm your ambassador. We here in Israel, in Sderot, we are the front line of the battle against the Hamas. And we hope that with your help and with your friendship, we will continue continue to live here and continue to growing up here in Sderot.
Mayor Davidi, I have one question from a very special speaker. Our president of Jewish National Fund USA, Dr. Saul Lizabram, has a question for you.
Of course. Where is Saul?
Hi, Alon. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Good. It's good to see you, but not under these circumstances. We'll be there soon.
Every day that here I see you, I became a white with my hair, and you became young and young. What you
I dye mine. I'm actually dark. I dye it, so I look more mature. So I have a question. As you know, JNF-USA has been with you in Sderot in the past, will be with you in the future. What can we do today for you and the community?
First is support the community. We want to do a lot of things with the community. We know that after in this, even though the war will stop next week, I met the people. The people need to go outside. The people, especially the teenagers and the children, we want to send them out. Maybe if it will be long, we want to take them out for 1 day to 2 days, go enjoy, go outside from the shelter, maybe go to the north, maybe go to another place that they have quiet there. This is the first thing, and this is one. The second thing is that the treatment that we need to give to the children, especially the children. We need, and we know that after time like that, we have a lot of call from parents that say our children start to suffer from PTSD. We need someone to talk with him. We need someone that get the treatment with him. I can share with you my personal experience, my personal life. My daughter Emuna, in the past, she need to take almost 2 years of treatment in the center of the resilience with that work with animals. So I know that we need help with that. And beside that, we have a few projects that we need to build them, that they will be safe for the children. We have now home of children that we need them to take them out from the family because you know, it's I don't know if to say it in English. It's ילדים בסיכון. It's children that in dangerous. Yes, because
they have high risk in their background.
Yes. So now we need to build the house of them with a cover that the missile will not hit them. You know, it's tough for me because I know how much you do a lot of project in Sderot. I know that you've done a lot, but unfortunately, I feel that the mission that that we have, is more than we can deal. It's, you know, Sderot, it's like a national city. So I know that with your help, we will get the budget and the support that we need to help, especially for the children, especially with the people that are very old, especially with the people that suffer from מיוחדים, how we say מיוחדים? What? Special needs. So I think that you know, it's not a kibbutz that you have just 100 people. We have more than 32,000 people in the town. Most of them are not people that have the money to do whatever they need to the family. Most of them come from Russia, from Bukhara, from Ethiopia, from a lot of, you know, simple people. But they are simple people, but they are the hero of Sderot, the hero of Israel. The people that live in Sderot, I said always in the television, I said, this is the people that no one asked them to be there, but they are living in Sderot, and they stay in Sderot, and it's for the states of Israel. It's very important that Sderot will be strong and more strong. When Sderot is strong, Israel is strong.
Yeah, thank you very much. And you know that that if there's something that you need right away, you could always call us. If it's in the middle of the night, you can call Russell. If it's during the day, you can call me.
Thank you. Thank you very
All right,
much.
thanks, Yael.
Mayor Davidi, thank you so much for your time. I know that your phone is ringing off the hook probably. I know that I speak for everyone on this call when I pray that tonight is a quiet night for all of us across Israel. Thank you for your time, Alon.
Thank you, and bye-bye for everyone. I see the
We'll
face,
see
I know
you
the
soon.
face. Thank you.
All right, Ilan, our next speaker is Eshkol Council Security Officer, Ilan Isaacson. Ilan is a close and dear friend of mine who is married, and he has 2 sets of twins. He served as Lieutenant Colonel for 6 years in the IDF. He is in charge of the home front security in the Eshkol region, and his main objective, as he puts it, is to make sure that all of the 32 communities in the region are always ready for any escalation. He works hand in hand with the IDF, the police, and the Fire and Rescue Authority, as well as the Jewish National Fund USA volunteer firefighting units. Ilan, are you here?
Yes, yes.
Ilan, the floor is yours, my friend.
You can see me, hear me?
I can see you. You're in uniform. We can hear you.
So first of all, thank you for inviting me. I'll just give a short briefing what's happened in the last 8-9 days. I think just after Yael was here, we started this escalation. This escalation started with the firing of fire balloons. Each day it got bigger and bigger. It started with 10 fires a day, and day number 4, we were already on 60 fires, at 60 fires in the whole of the envelope, the Gaza envelope. After that, day number 5, the Hamas it doesn't matter the reason, because every time they find another reason. This time the reason is Jerusalem, religion. Most of it's all fake news with Al-Aqsa. So anyway, they started with the firing of the rockets, more or less until today, until the time is 7:30 Israel time. We are standing around between 1,600 to 1,800 rockets that were fired in Israel. You can imagine that if Israel hadn't spent with the United States hundreds of millions of dollars on the Iron Dome, it would have been a different situation. First of all, on our side, many more casualties, but also at this time and point, the army, the IDF would have been in Gaza, what you call boots on the ground, which we haven't done it. Every day we are getting ready. We, as the army, I'm in the army, but I'm also here as a security officer of the Eshkol region. But we are getting ready for continuation of this escalation. There is a lot of pressure from the Hamas and the Jihad to stop. Maybe you see a lot of what's happening in Israel. A lot is not coming out from Gaza. Also, the IDF is not showing exactly what we are doing in Gaza, but we are hitting them hard. Maybe not hard enough, but we are hitting them hard. And already since 2 days ago, they are running to the Egyptians, running to Qatar, to the Europeans, to tell us to stop firing back. But we are not. We are expanding the operation. As we speak, more and more personnel, soldiers, equipment are coming in, mainly to our area. That's what I deal mainly. We have now cannons, 150 millimeter cannons, people that, I don't know if everyone knows it, but 150 millimeter cannons. I have 6 next to the municipality firing into Gaza at the moment. The army is working very hard to target the small groups that are firing missiles, also to target groups that are firing anti-tank missiles. Unfortunately, the Hamas was successful yesterday. It hit an armored car with 3 soldiers. 1 soldier, unfortunately, was killed on the spot. Another soldier lost a hand and leg. And the 3rd soldier officer was slightly injured. So they were very successful with that. 1,800 missiles, most of them are shot down by the Iron Dome. And also, unfortunately, we've had quite a few casualties. Also last night in Sderot, and the mayor spoke about it, very sad. But in all, the Hamas and the Jihad have not found the victory sign, and that's what they are looking, and that's what we are very on alert, and we're not sure what they're planning, but they can't stop because they haven't achieved nothing. They are firing like there's no tomorrow. They are trying everything and anything to harm the civilian population in the envelope, outside the envelope, but was not too much success. Yes, there have been casualties, but we are worried that there's going to be something else, something that we don't know, or something new. They have used new things that they've never used before, like big drones that they never used before, using drones which have explosives, and it hit very close to one of the kibbutzim a few hours ago, 2 of them. And like I said, the anti-tank missile. and we are not 100% sure that we know what everything that they have, what arsenal they have, but we are hitting them wherever, in many places that hurt them. So we are not sure exactly if it's going to finish within the next day or two, or it's going to take longer. But the army is ready to continue. And like the mayor of Sderot said, we, the civilian population of the envelope, give 100% support to the IDF to continue and not stop and do what they have to do. And we hope the government will allow them. And we hope that the pressure from all over the world, including the United States, will not be too much and stop this and stop it too soon. Because if it stops too soon, that means we'll be in the same situation in 6 months' time, 9 months' time, I don't know. So that's actually where all your help comes in place, that we, when there's quiet, we do whatever we can to help the communities, and that's where you've been helping all the time. I deal mainly with the fire and rescue task force. They come here often. I don't know if some of you are here in this.
They're on tonight.
Okay, so a lot of the funds and the equipment that we've bought, I told them about a week ago, it's a game changing. Really is.
Can we touch about that, Ilan? Can you touch about the equipment that was purchased? You and I have been working very closely over the past year throughout COVID to make sure that the region was outfitted. We're working with our incredible fire and rescue task force back in the US. Can you touch upon the equipment that we were able to purchase and how it helps in the region?
Sure. What we asked for is also equipment that we didn't have, and equipment that I think, because we weren't sure, that I think would help the situation. So we asked to buy
quick response vehicles.
ATVs, quick response vehicles with equipment on it, and equipment, personal equipment. Now, personal equipment we do get from the firefighters. It's not that we don't get, but if we volunteers, we get a small amount. And here, because everything happens so quickly and volunteers come from all over the place, I wanted the volunteers to have this equipment in their vehicles. Now, this equipment is very expensive, and the only way that we got it is from you guys. So.
Guys, an emergency call. Let me know. 1 second.
Sorry, we are just being bombarded. 6, 7 of my settlements, villages. Just 1 second. I just hear all the bombing. So first of all, now we have at least 25 volunteers that have all the equipment that any firefighter has, which meaning we can get to any fire and we don't have to worry about safety. That's one. We had another problem because of our terrain and also because we're so close to the border. A lot of times the firefighters can't get close to the border, and only my officers, I have 33 officers that are in charge of all the kibbutzim and mushavim. So we bought some of them, these ATVs, and with the equipment. So first of all, places where firefighters cannot go because close to the border, or because it's in the forest area, or because narrow wadis, we used this equipment. The idea started from 2018, but only the first time we started using in 2020, and now these 4 days we didn't stop using this equipment, these 4 vehicles that we have already, and they were game changing. What do I mean by game changing? Not only that we got to places where we couldn't get, we also got within 7 minutes to each fire, meaning not like American standards, but it's a big place here. The Gaza Strip is 65 kilometers, and to get to each fire, especially if you have 60 fires per day, and it's usually not 24 hours a day, it's usually 4, 5, 6 hours, 60 fires. It's impossible with regular firefighters to deal with this. So we bought also the ATVs. Also, you helped me with the wagons that are behind my security officers, meaning last week, when we had all these fires, I had 19 security officers either on the ATVs or with the vehicles and the wagons. 19, so that means I can get to not to 19 fires, but I can get at least to 6, 7 fires at a time. And you know, if people, most people, if you know, if a fire just starts and you get very quickly to that fire, you can extinguish it very quickly. So that's what's happened in the last escalation now, last week, using all the equipment that we bought and that JNF helped me buy. So it's really a change gaming. And I do want to thank you very much for the support.
Thank you so much for your time. I know that you two have your phone already ringing and a lot of different events to go to. So thank you. And to you too, I know I speak for everyone when I say that I pray that tonight's going to be a quiet night, though I assume it probably won't be. Get some rest when you can, Ilan.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'll be leaving you. Bye-bye.
All right. I just wanted to remind everyone on this call that tomorrow we'll have another update from Israel and more speakers from Israel. We'll be back again on Tuesday, May 18th. All I can say to everyone is good night from Jerusalem and stay safe. Bye, everyone.